If you came to this video to see like really shitty drawings, then I think you will be pleased with this next offering. Here he is. Such a handsome boy. Hi. Hello. My name is Faye. I'm an illustrator, I'm an animator, and today we are drawing regular show characters from memory. So my school gave me exactly 2 days of spring break. So I decided I would make a video because I have nothing else to do.
Yeah, it's an emergency. I'm a helpless loser with no friends and I can't get the party started.
So today we're drawing regular show characters from memory. This will be interesting because I am an animator and I would say like I have a pretty good visual memory, but I've seen videos like this before where people who feel very confident draw like really inaccurate versions of characters they've seen a million times. And I really think that it's interesting that the human brain works like this. Like, you've seen characters, cartoon characters a million times, like The Simpsons maybe, and I don't think that the average person still would be able to draw like an accurate Bart or anything like that. Anyways, I got the idea for this video because I've been watching J.G. Quintel's new show called Close Enough. It's on season 2 and it's like a much more adult regular show. I think it kind of like lacks some of the charm of regular show because all the characters are human. And I guess I didn't realize that so much of the charm of regular show comes from all the random objects and animals that the characters are, but yeah, I really miss it. I don't know. I mean, like, I haven't seen like a ton of bad reviews for the show, but I also just don't know a lot of people who have watched it, so I don't know. Check it out. Tell me in the comments, I guess, if you've seen it or what you think of it. So let's go. Each drawing took me around 3 minutes. I mean, the regular show character designs are super simple. And I mean, I haven't seen regular show, I want to say, in like over 2 years now. I haven't seen an episode, which is probably the longest I've gone in a while without seeing it. I thought that I was feeling good going into this challenge. But honestly, it's really interesting how the human brain works, I'll just say that. So the first character I tried to draw was Rigby. And I'm looking at it right now on my iPad. Okay, so I will say this one is fairly accurate. I think I was pretty confident that I could get Mordekai and Rigby pretty close. I think I didn't color match him as well as I thought, and I also forgot that he had a kind of like lighter belly area, so I kind of messed that up. I think I added these dashes here because I guess I had some memory that he had some kind of texture on him, so I got the eyes pretty accurate, I will say. That one I kind of guessed. And the top of his head is maybe not as flat as I made it. But I would say overall, if someone looked at this picture, they could probably tell who it was. So I'll give this one like, I'll give it like an 8.5 out of 10, I guess. Like, definitely gonna get worse than this as we continue. I did all of the main cast. Hey, I just want to stop in really quick and say, if you like my videos, if you like my work, definitely check me out on Instagram, TikTok, all the like, and comment and subscribe to my channel. It would mean the world to me. It's so hard to grow like a tiny art channel, so thank you. Okay, so I tried Mordekai next, and he turned out like this. I would say probably less accurate than Rigby. All that I really remember about him is that he had the 2 notches in the back of his head. I don't know why the version that I did, he looks like so distant in the eye.
They ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
I think I wasn't sure if he had eyebrows, so I just didn't give him any. And I also didn't remember how his like beak connected into his face, so it gets a little ambiguous in this area. What I am surprised to see is that I guess I remembered he had some kind of line on his chest. I mean, I gave him a little more detail than he has in the original. And I also gave him a real nice hairline that I guess he doesn't have in the show. But overall I would say pretty accurate. The bands on his arms are like the wrong color and stuff, but also I guess he's like a light blue, he's not light yellow, which I added. So I'll give this one maybe a 7 out of 10. I don't think it's as accurate as the Rigby one. Okay, so next character is Benson, and I will say 100% he was my favorite character growing up. I'm not really sure why, but the older I get, I think I realize that I probably just felt some kinship with him.
Okay.
Because I also am like super overly stressed about everything. I stress myself out over everything and I like overplan everything. So I guess I must have like seen that in him because I in some ways grew up to be more like Benson than maybe I want to admit. But either way, I was pretty sure that I remembered him accurately. So here he is. So one thing I will say is that I remembered when he gets angry, he turns pink, which is why I didn't make the inside of his head clear. But otherwise, I would say this is really accurate, so I'm surprised. I mean, I guess he also is like really simple, right? He's a gumball machine. What I'm really surprised that I remember is the thing on the top of his head, because when I drew that, I was like 90% sure I just made this up. But now looking at the drawing, I'm like actually surprised with myself. I also gave him the reflection, and I just kind of added that in as a stylistic thing, but it looks like he really has it in the show, so. Another thing I'm surprised that I got right is 1, I was very close with the color of his gumballs, and 2, his nose. Pretty much I didn't get a nose, I'm gonna be like upfront, I didn't get a single nose correct on like any of these characters except for Benson, so I guess I just really like Benson. What does that say? I feel like I always like the lame character in every show, and like whenever I tell people that, they like read way too into it. But let me see. Also, I got his clipboard pretty accurate. I added that because I remember he's like always carrying it. I got like the color and like the length of his limbs correct. I would give this one a solid 9.5 out of 10. Definitely the proudest of this one. So the next character is Skips. And if you came to this video to see like really shitty drawings, then I think you will be pleased with this next offering. Here he is. Such a handsome boy. This one I definitely, like, as soon as I started, I thought, like, I went in confident, and then as soon as I started drawing, I was like, whoa, I don't remember any of the shapes that he's made of. His face just looks like this, because I think that was the part that I just didn't remember the most. It actually looks like I got his face shape more accurate than I thought when I was drawing, so I'm a little impressed with my brain there, but I definitely didn't remember what his nose looked like, so I just didn't give him one. I low-key like this Skip design. It's like, it's very funny. He kind of looks like someone wearing a hoodie instead of like, in his actual design where he's like a Yeti. But yeah, I'm surprised, like, the colors are pretty accurate. The pink obviously is pretty far off. I didn't give his nips as much detail as they should have. But I did remember he had like 3 big circles on his arm. So I will say overall, the jeans are also pretty accurate. I guess I'll give this one like a 6 out of 10. It really should be closer to 5, but I think it's just, the face makes me laugh so much. I'll give it an extra point for style, so 6 out of 10. High Five Ghost is the next character I drew. He's kind of a minor character in the show, I would say. He's like, I think he's part of the main cast because he's reoccurring, but he's definitely not like anyone's favorite character as far as I've ever known. He's just like very obviously voiced by J.G. Quintel doing like a ghost voice.
Oh, come on, I said I was sorry.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't really feel any sort of feelings about him, and I don't even think that like I would have been able to draw him so accurately, but he just has a really simple character design, which is like a Pac-Man ghost with like a hand coming out of it. Not really sure what the concept was there on the original designer's behalf, but here's my attempt. I would say it's very accurate, actually. The only thing is that I couldn't remember if he had 5 fingers or 4, because his name would imply that there are 5, so I was like, duh, gotta be 5. And then I checked and he has 4, because that's kind of the character logic of regular show. They all have 4 fingers. So, yeah, I mean, I guess I would give this one like an 8 out of 10. It's pretty close. But also who cares. So next is Pops. He's a character that I like. I think I never really understood exactly what he was for a really long time. I mean, it's obvious from his name he's a lollipop, but he's like just got this crazy voice, and in every episode he just implies that he doesn't know what simple things are, like money and cars. So he's a weird one for sure. This is what I came up with. So I think what I drew is like actually pretty cute. I didn't remember that he had a nose, so he kind of just like has this weird void where his nose should be. And I didn't make his mustache the right shape at all. I also just made him way pinker, I think, than he is in the show. But I would say overall I kind of got like his outfit pretty right. But not really though, not the color, and also he's wearing a vest. I guess he's not wearing a suit in the show. I did remember that he had like a jaunty little top hat on the side. So I guess I would give this one overall probably a 7 for overall accuracy. I gave him these little blushies because I thought that they would be cute. But yeah, I actually really like this drawing, how it turned out. I think it's recognizable as him, at least. The moment you've all been waiting for, I saved the most horrific for last, and I'm sure you know what it is. Muscle Man. Never one of my favorite characters. I didn't like his voice. I think there's like 2 episodes about him that I actually liked in the whole show. I think it was one about how he gets with his girlfriend Starla, and then because I think they find him like crying in the shower in that one. It like humanizes him a little.
Are you crying?
No, crying's for ladies like you.
And then there's another one where I think they reveal that his dad is like a cross-country trucker, and then we only find this out after his dad dies, or something like that. So there are like a couple episodes where he's good. But for the most part, I don't really care about Muscle Man's character. But I started drawing this one, and I knew there was no way. I knew there was no way. Like, honestly, when I pictured him in my mind, I just kind of saw this. Like, I vaguely knew colors, and I kind of knew he had like fringe, like a bangs Frankenstein situation, but honestly I never even was sure like what creature he was in the show. So this is what I came up with. Yeah, I would say I am surprised that I got the skin and the shirt correct. I remembered that he had little man titties, so I added those. But pretty much everything else about this is wrong. I guess I remembered also that he had his like belly button out. But yeah, I got everything about the pants and the shoes wrong. I kind of got his nose right. That's surprising. But yeah, overall, I just gave him like too much neck, too much body. In the show, he's like just a head with like a chubby little body on the bottom. So this one's definitely my worst. I'll give it a 2 out of 10 for just, I never want to see it again. Yeah. So I hope that wasn't too disturbing for you. I hope you were entertained. If this video does well, I could honestly make it a series because I watched so many cartoons, and I'm sure I could do bad drawings of tons more characters. So if you have suggestions for shows that I should do this for, leave them down below. Yeah, subscribe, comment, like, hit the bell notification thing so that you can know when I make weird little videos like this. And yeah, thank you. Goodbye.